Part 3 of my video replied, I need this message. Video name triggered because I couldn't boss you around. Alright. So, individuals that are quite literally vulnerable to government oversight, whether big business or small business, alright? Individuals that run a personal channel that makes some form of profit, whether it be through paid promotions or whether it be through, paywalling content, alright? Or whether ad revenue, like for example, a page run by a content creator named Need This Message. Another one that would be vulnerable to that is a content creator named VG Spiritual Investigator. Let me think of some more. Ultimately, corporate entities that would end up being vulnerable to that. Walmart would end up being vulnerable to that. What would be another entity that would end up being vulnerable to that? Walgreens would end up being vulnerable to that. What's another one, institution that would end up being vulnerable to that? Old Vineyard would be vulnerable to that. What would be another institution that would end up being vulnerable to that? By extension, the hospital will be vulnerable to that due to the factor of the insurance companies that end up getting, advertised through mainstream media, going ahead and being the ones doing the profiteering and gathering up the money to go ahead and pay the doctors. All right? So are you understanding now? Ultimately, going ahead and attempting to intimidate me to strong-arm to get what you want is not going to bear any fruit. It is going to be a fruitless endeavor. So ultimately, any neighbors that want to go ahead and attempt an intimidation campaign, yeah, fucking save it. You're on candid camera.